Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I am working on some things that I desperately need to get ticked off my to-do list here on the farm, so I thought I would bring you along with me. And today we're going to be doing weeding, feeding and seeding. I just came up with that on the spot. But I'm going to be clearing out this no-dig bed area which I set up back at the start of the year, and this bed was kind of an experiment to see whether I could get on with having flower beds with no weed membrane on them, because I really want to move away from weed membrane and I wanted to see if it was possible. So I thought I would test it in this small area where I haven't ever grown flowers before. So last year I put a big tarpaulin over it, we put some cow muck underneath and then we left it on for the whole summer. And then I took it off in autumn last year, sowed a cover crop on it which didn't actually germinate very well, and then I came in this spring and I put some straw paths down and some compost on top, so that we created some no-dig beds. And then I planted snapdragons, poppies, statice, helichrysum in here, and it all seems to be doing quite well. I hope you can see it behind me, and the snapdragons are flowering, the helichrysum's flowering. We're just waiting for the limonium. There's lots of bees buzzing around the poppies, so far so good. It seems to have worked okay. I also have a bed of cornflowers that needs cutting down. That has the wind and rain that we've had recently has just knocked it all down and it's past its best now, so that all needs cutting back. So I hope you enjoy coming along with me, and I'm going to get to work getting this area weeded. Hopefully it'll be a nice satisfying transition from weedy to weed free. So all of the weeding is done in this area. I re-fenced this area not so long ago. I did it in the pouring rain, and then a horse got put in this field behind and it took the netting off, so that's kind of frustrating. So now these panels are back up which look really untidy, so hopefully we can get the fencing sorted out again soon and get those panels taken away. But as you can see, I've got lots of snapdragons available, lots of poppy seed heads, so they will be going into some of the buckets that I have on order for this week. And I can't believe how many weeds I actually managed to get from this area. I didn't think it was that bad, but it's done now, so that is a relief. This bed here, it was nicely uniformed rows of Achillea and Solidago, but the rabbits have been digging it up and the Achillea hasn't really changed in size for a while, and I presume it's down to the fact that it hasn't rained much, so that's a bit of a shame. But the other problem is that my hose pipe doesn't reach down here, and I am not down for bringing lots and lots of watering cans of water down here, so they have been having to fend for themselves. So hopefully we'll get some rain soon and they will perk up. So if you haven't watched any of my videos recently, I've been having issues this year with compost quality. I think that's what it is down to. The seeds just haven't really been germinating very well, and so I've been trying different things to try and get my seedlings off to a good start. And the latest experiment was to sow some seeds into my cold compost that had been on the go all year last year, and I sieved it out and it looked very nice under the microscope as well. But to my discovery recently, there was lots of weed seeds in it, which is to be expected with cold compost. So many of these trays are full of weed seeds. so these just need to be dumped and I need to start again. This was supposed to be foxgloves. I can maybe see 1 or 2 foxglove seedlings, but the rest is weeds. Going to get rid, and then I'm going to start fresh with fresh compost that was delivered last week, fresh seeds, and hopefully we will get good germination of biennials. Let's get on with the seed sowing right now. And as you know, if you've followed my channel, my videos for a while, you'll know that I like to put biology into everything that I do. So when I'm starting seeds, I always put worm compost and any kind of variation of ingredients like humic acid, seaweed feed, sometimes biochar, sometimes mycorrhizal fungi, just depending on how I'm feeling on the day, what I've got available to me. And today I think I'm going to go in with, well, I'm definitely going to go in with some worm compost, and this is my own worm compost produced from the worms that I have here on the flower farm. And I've just started selling this on my website, so if you want to grab yourself a bag of worm compost, then head over to my website. I'll put the link down in the description below. Apologies guys, my battery died yesterday, so I didn't actually film anything else that I did yesterday. But what I did do, I'm just going to tell you quickly now, was that I finished sowing my seeds, and then I fed everything with a worm compost, humic acid, seaweed extract, and I basically just put everything into my feed yesterday. Fish hydrolysate, which was homemade, and also water soluble calcium. And so I tested bricks before and after the application to see whether that amendment would raise bricks, but it was a very cloudy day and bricks was very low. It was about 6. And remember, I've maybe mentioned it a couple of times in my videos before, that we were aiming for bricks above 12, and that will help us to become pest resistant. Pests usually cannot detect plants that have a bricks above 12, so they will just leave them alone. So before and after feeding, the bricks went down slightly, but I tested it at about 6 o'clock at night, and the best time to test bricks is middle of the day when it's sunny. And it was quite miserable and dark last night, so I'm going to test it again today. If the sun decides to come out a little bit more, it's kind of bright. I'm going to test it later on today just to see what bricks is doing today and whether that amendment made an effect on the plants. But what I'm doing now is I'm going to clear this bed of broad beans and I'm going to sow some carrots. I'm desperate to grow carrots and I just haven't been able to this year because the slug problem has been horrendous, but the slugs seem to have abated a little bit recently, so I'm going to have a last attempt at growing carrots just to see whether I can get a final crop in before the end of summer. And I've also got some very straggly looking loofah plants to plant out in the field as well. So I've got this archway behind me where I have some peas growing up, and I also need to sow some more peas. I know it's a bit too late, but I'm desperate to grow some. These got planted out really late because I didn't have anything to grow them up, and I decided to buy this archway and put some of my eucalyptus coppiced branches across there for the peas to grow up. But the peas were in the greenhouse for a little bit too much of a long period and they're just looking really, really pathetic and sad, so I'm going to pull those out and maybe try and sow some more peas and see whether we can get them to germinate. And then I've got some butternut squashes and some loofah plants to grow up the archways, so hopefully we've got some vertical growing going on there. So yeah, time to sow some, I'm going to collect the broad beans and I'm going to sow the carrots. I need to purchase some jars so that I can preserve some of the beetroot that I've got, because I've got lots and lots of beetroot. And this is Nelson, by the way. He's only been in a couple of my videos. He is 5 months old almost, and he's an amazing boy. We love him so much. So, I'm finding it difficult to keep up with filming today just because I keep going from one thing to another. That's just the nature of the way that I seem to work, which sometimes is good, sometimes not so good. But anyway, Rob brought me a big pile of willow trimmings that he trimmed from our driveway the other day. So that was on the burn pile and he's brought it to me so that I can chip it and use it for composting. With the chipping done for the day, I left the wood chips to soak overnight and I headed off to pick some florist orders. Flowers picked, now time to go and chill for the night. Good morning guys, so I have been very rubbish at keeping up with what I've been up to this week. Sometimes it's really difficult to find the extra motivation to do what you're doing and film it on top of that, and I've had kind of a lot going on this week, so I'm catching you up again at the end of the week. It's now Friday and I've had various things going on this week. I've had florists collecting buckets and bouquet orders. I've been putting compost piles together, I've been planting out, sowing seeds and cutting the grass, and yeah, like I said, lots going on. I've got a florist collecting a bucket in about an hour or so today, and I think this afternoon we're going to get a big storm or at least lots of rain, so I need to also pick flowers for an order for tomorrow before it rains, because one, I don't like picking in the rain, and two, I want to pick the flowers before they get damaged by the rain. So I'm just going to do that now, and I'm also going to put this compost pile together. So for the last couple of days I've been working on chipping and shredding some composting materials, mainly willow branches, some elder branches, some cornflowers that I pulled out of the field earlier on in the week, and weeds as well, not weed seeds. I've tried to avoid putting weed seeds in. Straw from my chicken bedding, what else? Leaves. Yesterday I planted out a few plants. I've got some didiscus which I've never grown before. It is starting to stretch out and look like it's kind of going to flower in the tray, so I'm not sure whether it will produce a good enough flower. Whether the plant will catch up with itself or not, we'll have to see what happens with that one. But it's planted out now, and so is the few Rudbeckia Sahara seedlings that I had. So I'm looking forward to, hopefully by the end of the season, having a few Rudbeckia Sahara seedlings. This morning I put quite a few new workshops on my website, so I've got things like summer wreath making workshops, pick your own flower arrangement workshops, which are always really nice. I love having people here on the farm, seeing what's going on and inviting them into the fields, and they can see how it works and things like that. And then I've also added a new one which I haven't ever ran before, which I'm really excited about, which is a summer meadow box style arrangement. So we'll be creating kind of a meadow style arrangement in a long shallow trough, and hopefully that's going to be really effective and people are going to enjoy coming along to that workshop too. So this afternoon when it's raining, I'm going to catch up with my video editing and also try and do a little bit of marketing with my new workshops, that being kind of sending out an email campaign or creating some Instagram posts and things like that. So yes, better get cracking. I've got flowers to pick, I've got lots of compost to turn, so that's going to be my workout for the day, and then I can go and hide away inside when it starts raining later on. Bouquet order picked, just had some energy boost ready for the digging that is about to commence. tile is completed. That was an absolute workout and a half. It's just started raining a little bit more heavily than it was when I started, which is good timing as well. I'm just going to put all my tools away and things, and then I'm going to head off into the house to do some desk based work. Thank you again for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you did, and also please let me know what you would like to see more of here on the farm, because I just make videos as and when I feel like it, and as and how I like it as well. So if I could get some more feedback from you guys about what you like and what you don't like, then that would be great, and I can make content for you, because that's who it is for after all. So hope you have a good week ahead, guys. Thanks so much again, and I'll see you later.